Hello everyone. How, how philosophy and practicing it relates or covers politics, economy, slavery, and or war at any kind, could be cold war or warm war. Wait before you turn the video off. Please allow me to tell you a true story which can be called updated philosophy. Please close your eyes and imagine that you are born in an educated, wealthy family in 1869, 155 years ago. You are raised with Islam philosophy. It's basically based on not hurting any type of animals, humans, and environment. Treat all species the way you want to be treated. Obviously, you grow up with natural vegan food because of it. Since you are raised with logic and reasons, you get used to brain exercise and workout. Therefore, not only you are not a follower, but also you like to lead people by teaching them this philosophy and being independent thinkers, not just a copy paster, and repeating what Buddha said, what Moses and Muhammad said, or what Jesus said. Instead, what do you have to say? You don't deny the God or creator either. You teach, and what you use for your life or what you are sure about it, or are facts basically. So this is the foundation of your lifestyle. Your parents sent you to England to study criminal justice in 1888. After you get your master's degree in law and got plenty of experience, you realize that the justice system, medical system, academic system are corrupted in your home country, which is India. Yes, this is the story of Mahatma Gandhi, an updated philosopher who was an ordinary person, just like you and me. A person who had no idea his life is going to turn to that. He was looking for just become a lawyer and having a wife, children, and until he dies. But it turned to something different, which I'm going to briefly tell everything within 15 minutes. He accepted a job with 1-year contract from a British law firm in South Africa. While he was practicing law and working there, the police in the train threw him out of the train a few times, which was shocking for him. He deliberately didn't introduce himself as a British lawyer in order to investigate the situation and the condition of this new country. He simply figured out that this country is invaded by British. All law are against native black Africans or native Africans basically, importing thousands of Indian and Chinese workers with slavery salary and forcing natives out of their country. They also privatized all natural sources like mines. As you know, the most of gold, diamond, and gems comes from Africa. For their own benefits, basically. He saw another face of England which wasn't beautiful. He found himself in a political current where he couldn't get out of it. He decided to study whatever relates or may relate to this major problem, like international history, international law, and constitutions, Western and Eastern philosophy, economy, and etc. He unified thousands of Indians and Chinese workers and represented them in court. He finally won the case and got all of their rights. He also established school for their children and hospital for their family. Establishing newspaper which called Indian Opinion was also one of his successful acts in order to keep them informed and unified. In 1906, the British reformed another government to skip the rights which they gave to workers. Everything fell back to slavery again. Gandhi, along all workers, legally fought again. The British imprisoned thousands of them in prison and mines without any living facility, like no toilet, no shower, no hygiene, which was basically many of them got sick, and some of them they died in jail. Gandhi won the case again in 1914. Shortly after, British adjusted a covenant with these provisions. We give India its independence back after we win this world war. If India gives us 985,000 soldiers, if India gives them 985,000 soldiers, India along Gandhi accepted this condition. And helped England to win the First World War. But England broke the covenant, not only didn't give Indians independence back, but also took all Indians' rights in their home country back to Rowlatt Law, which is a total slavery. In 1919, Gandhi challenged India's Congress, academic system, medical system, and justice system. Finally, he turned them all against British system, basically. By no more paying any type of tax, resigning all Indian from federal or private British organizations, and lawful self-defense or physical fight against British people on India's soil. He made a symbol out of himself by Indian for Indian. He made a symbol out of himself for Indians by boycotting all British service and British product, only 100% Indian service and product. As you know, what he put on himself, the cotton was grown in India, and he even made the fabric by himself, and he taught it to everybody across India in order to avoid any British fabric. So all was Indian product he used. Also, the product had to be with a fair trade back then, which recently is become popular. So Gandhi is the one who brought the fair to shop only or buy product with a fair trade. This resulted billions of pounds loss for British side per month. The British sentenced Gandhi to 5 years in prison in 1919, same year. This ignited a massive national frequent protests across India. In one day, 600 unarmed civilians got killed by British full automatic weapons and injured over 1,000 people. By the way, I must explain, this happened twice in India by British, but two different time with a few years gap. Thereafter, British offered only 50% right to Indians, or they push it back to rollout law, as you know is slavery law, or full slavery, same thing. Gandhi immediately refused it and enforced even harder the international human rights law, which also was a part of England Constitution. The British found themselves in dead end. Then they deceived India's Islamic leader, who called Muhammad Ali Jinnah, in 1930. Officially, Jinnah officially submitted his request, which was separation of Muslim from India as a new country, to Gandhi. Gandhi refused by replying, "This is just a conspiracy of England. Wake up, people. British want to divide and rule again." Finally, he could get India's independence back, but with the cost of losing 1/5 of India, which became Pakistan. In 1947, this was a massive victory which nobody could even believe it back then. But he lost in unifying Muslim and Hindus. After all, Gandhi was right. This separation or this border does not make peace between these two religious group of people unless they start to think for themselves instead of following nonsenses. About a year after, in 1948, a hitman shot 3 bullets to Gandhi's chest in public. He died, but what he left behind is eternal. So this is the end of this session, basically, and would you please think about this and send me a comment, and the next session, which is the last session in philosophy, could be a good news for some of you. I'm going to briefly, within a few minutes, 5 minutes, tell you what result I got from Gandhi's life. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you a pleasant day and evening.